Hello and welcome back. At last lectures, I helped you to make our interface like this for our design from friend's birthday app. But before we start to hook on this element to our code and make the table view, and I will help you to come back. The second application is the wallpaper. Do you remember? As you can see here, when we click the bird, we have to the detail wallpaper here, and we will have a bird image appear. And now I think that we can make it to the table view, which x row is bird, and second row is car, and then is flower and apple. And when we click to that row, we can move the detail wallpaper. Do you like that? Okay, now I think first of all we give the interface controller in here, and now we keep the table. Okay, now you can see in the table we already had a table row controller and group. So we need a label for bird, for cow, flower and apple inside the table. So we have a label for this. Okay, we keep it to the center left. Okay, and you can see here for interface controller we have here for interface controller, this interface controller, we have an interface controller. Okay, so for this table, for this interface controller, we have another interface controller to control it. Okay, now we create new file. Okay, we just show Coca-Cola class next. Now you can see, if you can see here, in here, here's the WatchKit interface controller, like this custom class interface controller. So in here we had to make a custom class of WatchKit interface controller to control of this interface controller. Remember that new file Coca-Cola class, new here subclass of WatchKit interface controller, and we can call it whatever you want. I call it Apple WatchKit interface controller. And remember, in here we save it in what app is okay, but the target we have to tick the wallpaper WatchKit extension. If you don't do that, you will have an error for that. So remember to tick the wallpaper WatchKit extension when you want to add another interface controller .swift inside of WatchKit, because we want to control inside the WatchKit extension. Okay, so we keep it in here, and now we set the table WatchKit interface controller to control of this interface by click it and set a custom class in here, table, and you can see in module we put it to the wallpaper WatchKit extension. Okay, similar for table row controller, you can see inside here we have a table row controller. So in here in custom class is NS object. So because we have a label inside the table row controller, and we want to control this label to show the bird, the car, the flower and apple, so we have to another NS object, custom class of NS object to control this. Okay, so we create new Coca-Cola class, and here instead of WatchKit interface we choose NS objects, and now I set it to the rows object. You can make it whatever you want. And once again, remember to add the target is wallpaper WatchKit extension. Okay, now we have row object in here. Come back to interface storyboard. Now for table row controller, we set row object in here to control this. And module, we set it to the wallpaper WatchKit extension. And in row controller, we have another option in here, identifier we have to set it identifier, whatever you want. I set it to row. So now we have to hook this label to our row object. Okay, now open the assistant editor. Here is the row, and at the right side we have to choose here recent file, we choose row object. Okay, now we import WatchKit. Okay, now we will hook this label. You can have to see in here, in the left side, maybe we wrong because we choose the group, but we need a label. Okay, give the control and drag. Now we call it the wallpaper category label. Okay, that's enough. And for our table, here you can select easily in here in TV. Now we select the table WatchKit interface controller. Once again, import WatchKit. Now we keep the table in here. My table. Okay. Now we can copy the init function in interface controller to here. Okay, so you can see here's our interface of table with row, and for showing up the data of the table we need to answer two questions. One is how many rows for this table, and two is each row in this table will be, how it will be, how the label will be. Okay, so first of all we will set the number of table for this. So we can control my table. Okay, if we WatchKit, no submodule WatchKit. Okay. You can see sometimes error type in here. I think it's code problem. So I will quit the code and rerun again. Yeah, you can see now it's WatchKit interface table is okay now. Now we can set number of row. I will set it to the file and with rows type. Remember at the last time we set the identifier of our row in here. It's row. It exactly is the row type. You can write it now here. Okay. Now we have to answer the first question of table. How many rows we answer? That is 5. Okay. Now we have to set how the x row will be. Okay. I will set it var I is 0, I is smaller than 5, I plus, and now we make a rows of row object is equal to my table dot row controller at index I as without cast this to row object. Okay. Oh, I forgot for. This is for loop function. And now each rows we will have we can set text, wallpaper, category label. We will set text for that. For example, I set it to index equal to index I and check it. And we forgot one more thing. In here you can see this arrow is main, so our app will start in here and we cannot go to this table, so we have to change this to here. And now check it. Okay, you can see now we have a 5 row, 1 2 3 4 5, and each row has index with number of e in here. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, now I want to show our bird, car, flower, apple in here. Okay, so now I think we have to use the arrays inside the WatchKit interface. We can copy it, okay, and put in here. Put in here. Now instead of we use fixed 5 element, we can use the array dot count. Okay. Inside here we put array dot count. And now for each row we will set is the name of array element. Okay. Run again. Nothing show up. We run again. This is okay. Now we have bird, car, flower, apple. I think it's better. Okay. Now we have to put, when we use a select bird and we open the detail controller and show up our interface. Okay. Now we have to show up the detail wallpaper when user click the label. Understand? Okay. For the one we have to copy the function. Here, the function. You can see shall put controller with name. Okay, we can copy that. In here, we have made another function for this table view. You can see when we type table, we can see this select row at index. Okay, this select row at index, and now we can put the detail wallpaper. Let's see. Cat, okay. Bird, okay. Flower, okay. Apple, it's okay. Now it's shown okay, but because all of this we do not set the button index, so all the data here are the same. Okay. Now we have to set button index. To do this, we have to copy, cut this button index here to table view. Okay. Now when the user select it, we will set its button index is to row index. It's okay. Now we check it. Birds. Okay. Cat. Oh, that's correct. Flower. Apple. Now you see, instead of we using the Button in here, we can using a table view for that, and we can control all the table view inside of table WatchKit interface controller. It's very easy, I think so. Okay, in next lecture I will help you to make our birthday friend's birthday app. Okay, see you in next lecture.